Hello Immortal News family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 10. He didn't just write about music. He made us feel it. Michael Leiden, a gentle voice behind some of the most powerful music stories ever told, has passed away at 84. He died peacefully, surrounded by loved ones, after a long and well-lived life. A founding editor of Rolling Stone, Michael helped define how generations would understand rock and its cultural waves. When the 60s exploded with passion and rebellion, his words brought clarity, humanity, and rhythm to the chaos. He began his career covering civil rights marches and counterculture rising in pages of Newsweek and the Boston Globe. But it was at Rolling Stone where his talent truly soared. His deep dives into the Monterey Pop Festival, the Rolling Stones American Tour, and insightful interviews gave readers more than headlines. They offered perspective. Michael didn't just chronicle music history, he lived it. His book, Ray Charles Man and Music, is still regarded as a definitive biography. His voice carried not only in writing but also in song, as a lifelong musician who released albums and performed at local venues with quiet joy and humble pride. Colleagues often described him as a treasure trove of stories, and a mentor whose kindness matched his wisdom. The Rolling Stone team shared these words. Michael's pen helped define our mission, to chronicle music not just as a sound, but as the heartbeat of a generation. He inspired younger writers through workshops, impromptu jam sessions, and conversations that left you thinking differently. Michael believed music revealed truths, and for over 60 years he showed us how to hear them. He is survived by his wife and other family members. Public service details have not been announced, but his presence will live on in his books, recordings, and every story sparked by his influence. Michael Leiden helped shape how we see music, journalism, and culture, and although his voice is now quiet, its echo will always remain. Tributes to Michael Leiden. Number 9. Theater is where I feel truly alive, John once said, and anyone who saw him perform knew exactly what he meant. John Rivera, a treasured presence in Long Island's theater world, passed away in early August at the age of 52. He died peacefully following a brief illness. With every role, John brought warmth, spirit, and a profound sense of joy to the stage. His performances lit up the CM Performing Arts Center and other local venues for more than 30 years. Whether commanding the spotlight as Julian Marsh in 42nd Street or charming audiences as Danny in Grease, John's voice, energy, and emotion elevated every scene. But it wasn't just his talent that made him special. It was his heart. John mentored younger cast members with patience and care. He led by example, showing what it meant to be both a great performer and a kind human being. Offstage, he gave his time generously, supporting community events, participating in charity shows, and using his voice to uplift more than just songs. Theater friends remember his laughter backstage, his famous pre-show pep talks, and his refusal to let anyone feel like they didn't belong. His presence was electric, not just in performance, but in everyday conversations and quiet moments before curtain. After news of his passing, tributes poured in. Fellow performers, fans, and longtime collaborators shared memories that celebrated not just his talent, but the love he brought into every role and room. The CM Performing Arts Center released a touching statement. John's spirit, kindness, and artistry left a mark on our community. He will be deeply missed, but his legacy will live on in every curtain call and spotlight moment he helped to create. John is survived by his loving family and a devoted community of friends and theater colleagues. His work shaped Long Island's stage scene. But more than that, he shaped lives. He may no longer take a bow, but his story, his music, and his kindness continue to echo. Tributes to John Rivera. Number 8. It's all about heart and the rhythm of life. Eddie Palmieri once said those words and lived by them, igniting dance floors and stirring souls for more than 6 decades. Eddie Palmieri, the electrifying force behind the evolution of Latin jazz and salsa, passed peacefully at the age of 88. He left this world as he lived, with grace, depth, and the joy of music echoing in his name. His sound was more than notes on a page. It was a heartbeat, blending the pulse of Afro-Caribbean roots with the improvisational soul of jazz. He challenged norms and reshaped genres with fearless, fiery energy. At a time when Cuban caranga ruled, Palmieri dared to debut La Perfecta, a swinging, trombone-heavy band that changed salsa's sonic landscape forever. His music wasn't just heard, it was felt. He won 10 Grammy Awards over his career, including the historic first-ever Latin Grammy in 1975. Albums like The Son of Latin Music, Vámonos pa'l Monte, and Simpatico weren't just milestones, they were movements. He collaborated with legends, Tito, Cheo, Ismael, and mentored rising stars, always sharing his gift and lifting others alongside him. His artistic fingerprints are found across generations of music. Born in New York to Puerto Rican parents, Palmieri carried his culture with pride. He honored his roots, even as he pushed boundaries. A trailblazer turned teacher, he left a blueprint for innovation wrapped in passion. Beyond the music, those who knew him describe a generous spirit, a man of humor, warmth, and deep loyalty. He was a proud father, a cherished husband to Aretha, and a friend to countless artists. Bandleader and fellow musician Larry Harlow once said, "What Eddie plays is what we all wish we had the courage to try." His passing came after years of health complications, yet his spirit remained vibrant to the end. Palmieri is survived by his 5 children. Though he's no longer here in body, his influence rings out in every clave, every piano solo, every dance sparked by his unmistakable groove. Music lovers across the globe are mourning, remembering, and celebrating him, because Eddie Palmieri didn't just make music, he changed the game. Tributes to Eddie Palmieri. Number 7. It was always about the music and the people behind it, a colleague once said of Brandon Blackstock. A simple line that captures the spirit of a man whose career shaped the sound of country music for a generation. Brandon passed away at the age of 48 after a courageous battle with cancer. Throughout more than 3 years of treatment, he faced his illness with quiet strength, surrounded by family and love. Born into a music dynasty in Fort Worth, Texas, Brandon was raised in a world where talent met passion. He carried that heritage forward. Under the guidance of his father, industry manager Narvel Blackstock, Brandon began working at Starstruck Management in 2006. Over the next 2 decades, he built a legacy of his own. He managed careers that filled arenas and hearts alike, working closely with country stars like Blake Shelton, Rascal Flatts, and Carly Pearce. Behind each hit song and sold-out tour was Brandon's sharp intuition and his steady hand. But those who knew him best remember more than business. They speak of a man who was loyal, deeply private, and endlessly devoted to his 4 children. A father first, a mentor second, and a manager always. He gave generously of his time to artists rising in the industry. His marriage to Kelly Clarkson, though it ended in 2021, brought forth 2 children and years filled with music, love, and growth. In his final days, Kelly paused her Las Vegas shows to be present, underlining the compassion that remained between them, even after parting. Brandon is survived by his children Savannah, Seth, River, and Remington, grandson Lake, father Narvel, and siblings Shelby, Shauna, and Chastity. His family shared. Brandon bravely battled cancer for more than 3 years. He passed away peacefully and was surrounded by family. The void Brandon leaves in the halls of Nashville is felt deeply. His dedication to artists, to legacy, and to quiet excellence defined his life. From boardrooms to studios, he moved thoughtfully. He shaped careers without seeking the spotlight, and he made room for voices, for talent, and for hope. Tributes to Brandon Blackstock. Number 6. John was a really awesome guy and as a performer could speak volumes with just a look. Those words from castmate Colton Dunn say it all. John Mayahara quietly became a television treasure with a role that barely required words. But the impact he made was anything but small. Known to millions as Brett Kabashigawa on NBC's Superstore, John brought something rare to the screen, a calm, steady presence that made us laugh, think, and feel, often without saying a single line. Across more than 100 episodes, he stood as one of the show's most beloved and recognizable characters. His deadpan expressions and perfect timing turned simple glances into unforgettable moments. John's path to acting came later in life. Born and raised in Los Angeles, he brought real-world wisdom and quiet confidence to every scene. He wasn't the loudest in the room, but always among the most compelling. Colleagues remember him for his kindness and professionalism. Irene White and Kelly Stables each shared warm memories of his calm energy on set. Friends and fans alike admired how he carried his success, with humility. At 83, John passed away peacefully, leaving behind a legacy not measured in words, but in smiles, memories, and the quiet power of presence. In the wake of his passing, tributes from around the world poured in, stories of joy, humor, and gratitude from those who felt seen and understood by a man who made silence speak louder than dialogue. His portrayal of Brett showed us that sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say nothing at all. John Mayahara will be remembered for more than a character. He'll be remembered for the warmth behind the scenes, the laughter on screen, and the way he made us feel like part of his extended Cloud9 family. Though funeral details remain private, those who knew him, personally or through the screen, continue to celebrate a man whose presence, even in silence, spoke volumes. Tributes to John Mayahara. Number 5. You can learn something from everyone, Leonard Lope once said, and he lived that truth across every conversation he brought to air. Leonard passed away peacefully at the age of 84, leaving behind a legacy of listening, not only to words, but to ideas. His voice was a trusted companion to New Yorkers and beyond for over 30 years, guiding audiences through topics as varied as world politics, poetry, climate science, and cuisine. Long before hosting his celebrated shows, Leonard's journey began at Columbia University's WKCR and later developed at WBAI. He became a fixture of public radio, eventually launching the Leonard Lope Show on WNYC. It became a cornerstone of thoughtful broadcast journalism, and later, Leonard Lope at large continued that mission with care and depth. Leonard had a rare talent for making complex topics understandable. His interviews were precise yet warm, helping listeners feel included, not overwhelmed. He welcomed over 35 Nobel Prize laureates and countless artists, scientists, and thinkers. Segments like Please Explain and Underreported weren't just popular, they made people think differently. He earned a Peabody Award, 3 James Beard Awards, and multiple Associated Press honors. But awards weren't his goal. Curiosity was, respect was, and connection. Beyond the studio, Leonard moderated at significant New York venues and quietly mentored the next generation of broadcasters. He championed causes that mattered and served as a bridge between culture and conversation. The news of his passing led to an outpouring of gratitude. Fans and fellow journalists alike paid tribute to his steady insight and calm voice. WNYC remembered him as a guiding voice for city life, inquisitive, fair, and deeply engaged with the stories that matter most. Leonard Lope died from natural causes. He leaves behind family, colleagues, and generations of listeners who grew wiser thanks to the thoughtful space he created. His memory lives on in every dialogue sparked by his shows, moments that encouraged us to wonder more, to listen better, and to seek truth with patience and grace. Tributes to Leonard Lope. Number 4. Gloria's love for dance was contagious. Her legacy will continue to touch generations of USC Kaufman students for decades to come. Those words from USC's interim president capture the heart of a woman whose generosity reshaped the world of arts education. Gloria Kaufman, who passed away peacefully at age 95, didn't just support the arts, she elevated them. Her journey began in Detroit, where as a young girl during the Great Depression, she dreamed of dancing but couldn't afford lessons. That early longing stayed with her, guiding a lifetime of giving. After the sudden loss of her husband, Gloria poured her energy into helping others. What started as quiet philanthropy grew into a sweeping legacy that transformed institutions coast to coast. She gave $20 million to launch the Gloria Kaufman Presents Dance series at the LA Music Center, a gift that brought world-class performances to broad audiences. Her name graces dance centers from Juilliard to Alvin Ailey's studios in New York. But it was at the University of Southern California that her vision soared. With a historic donation, she launched the USC Gloria Kaufman School of Dance, the university's first new school in 4 decades, and helped build a state-of-the-art home for future generations of dancers. Gloria believed the arts could heal, inspire, and connect us. She brought movement to places that had never seen it, like the Gloria Kaufman Community Center in Culver City, where kids found joy, mentorship, and purpose. Despite her many accolades, honorary degrees, recognition around the world, Gloria remained warm, approachable, and deeply committed to others. Her kindness resonated with young artists, educators, and leaders alike. The dance community has lost a guiding light, but her spirit continues on stage and in every student she supported. As the USC Gloria Kaufman School of Dance reflected, her passion and generosity made USC Kaufman what it is today. Her legacy lives on in every USC Kaufman graduate who brings her vision to life. Gloria Kaufman is survived by those she inspired. The steps she took, quiet at first, groundbreaking in the end, continue in the rhythm of every performance she helped make possible. Tributes to Gloria Kaufman. Number 3. Her vision and generosity have changed the landscape for women artists forever. Sally Bingham lived this truth every day of her remarkable life. A writer, feminist, and advocate for change, she believed in the power of words and imagination to shape a more equal world. She passed away peacefully at her home in Santa Fe at the age of 88. With grace and strength, she battled health complications, surrounded by the art and family she loved. Over 6 decades, Sally authored 7 novels, gripping plays, poetry, memoir, short stories, and biography. Her voice echoed in rooms both grand and quiet, from off-Broadway stages to the pages of prestigious literary journals. Her first novel, After Such Knowledge, marked the beginning of a bold career. Later works like The Silver Swan and Mending, new and selected stories cemented her place in American letters. What set her apart wasn't just her craft, it was her calling. In 1985, Sally founded the Kentucky Foundation for Women, an organization still propelling feminist voices forward. She also created the Sally Bingham Center at Duke University to preserve the stories of women often overlooked by history. She didn't just write about courage, she lived it. She mentored others, fought for social justice, and opened doors for those determined to walk their own creative path. Her writings earned fellowships from Yaddo, McDowell, and other revered communities. Her plays were staged across the country, and her essays appeared in Best American Short Stories and The Atlantic. But perhaps her greatest legacy is the space she made for other women to write, speak, and be heard. Fierce, fearless, and full of heart, Sally was described by colleagues as compassionate and uncommonly dedicated. She carried her family name with pride but made one of her own, lighting the way for generations to come. Sally is survived by her 3 sons, Barry, William, and Christopher, and 5 grandchildren. Her family, and the countless people she inspired, carry her story forward. As we reflect on her mighty voice and generous soul, we say goodbye not just to a writer, but a visionary who made this world more just and more full of knowing. Tributes to Sally Bingham. Number 2, he always listened with his eyes, a fellow photographer once said about Gianni Berengo Gardan. That quiet attentiveness became the heart of his life's work, telling the stories of others with grace, clarity, and respect. Gianni passed away at the age of 94 after a brief illness. Though he is gone, his vision lives on in countless moments captured through his lens. For over 70 years, he photographed with soul. He celebrated the everyday, dock workers, shopkeepers, children, and lovers in back streets, elevating ordinary life into timeless portraits. His work stood at the crossroads of journalism and poetry, blending truth with finesse. He never needed spectacle. A glance, a shadow, the rhythm of walking feet. He captured life as it was, with all its warmth and struggle. His signature black and white photos became a quiet anthem for dignity and working-class stories. Over 200 books carry his name, each a testament to his careful eye and steady love for Italy and beyond. Winning the World Press Photo Award in 1963 was just the beginning. His images later earned him the Leica Oscar Barnack and the Lucy Lifetime Achievement Award. And yet, he remained grounded, insisting, "I'm not an artist, I just document." He worked with legends, Renzo Piano, Carlos Scarpa, and saw his prints hang in galleries from New York to Venice. Yet his joy often came from contact sheets, darkroom trays, and silent streets. Gianni Berengo Garden leaves us a legacy of honesty, dignity, and vision, one colleague shared. He saw people fully and made us see them too. His immense archive of over 1.5 million negatives will continue to inspire photographers for generations, preserved by institutions that recognize both the artistry and humanity within each frame. Quiet, thoughtful, and profoundly compassionate, Gianni believed in the slow power of images. He taught through patience. He learned by watching. And he gave the world photographs that speak louder than words ever could. He is survived by his family, and a worldwide community who saw themselves more clearly because of him. Tributes to Gianni Berengo Gardan. What's trending on the internet? News 1. Kelly Mack, beloved actress known for her role as Addie on The Walking Dead, has passed away at the age of 33, surrounded by her loved ones in her hometown of Cincinnati. From her early start in commercials as a child to starring on some of television's biggest shows like Chicago Med and 911, Kelly's heartfelt performances resonated with fans and colleagues alike. She brought warmth, kindness, and a spark to every project she touched, making her not only a standout talent, but a cherished friend and mentor in the entertainment world. Beyond her on-screen achievements, Kelly's passion for storytelling began early, after she received a small video camera as a birthday gift. Her infectious enthusiasm and dedication inspired so many, both on and off the set. Though she is gone far too soon, Kelly Mack's vibrant spirit and creative legacy will continue to light up our hearts and memories for years to come. News 2. It's a moment to gently reflect as we share some news from Myanmar. Mayan Sui, who served as the country's acting president, passed away peacefully at 74 after a long illness. He spent his final days in a hospital in Naypyidaw, Myanmar's capital, surrounded by care. Myint Sui stepped into the role of acting president at a pivotal time in 2021, guiding the country through a period of tremendous change. Known for his years of public service and dedication to duty, he was also a family man, remembered by loved ones for his devotion and perseverance through challenging times. As Myanmar observes a state funeral and days of mourning, many are reflecting on a life defined by steadfast commitment to his country. May he be remembered for his service and the lasting impact he made on those around him. News 3. In the breathtaking region of Xinjiang, China, a popular tourist destination known for its scenic beauty is coming together in the wake of a recent tragedy. On Wednesday evening, at the Xiada Scenic Area's suspension bridge in Jiaosu County, a cable unexpectedly snapped, causing the bridge to tilt and sending 29 visitors off the side. 5 people lost their lives, and 24 more are recovering from injuries. Amid the chaos, there were moments of true heroism. A Navy soldier vacationing with his tour group quickly sprang into action to help the injured, joined by fellow tourists and guides who bravely assisted with the rescue. Local officials have closed the scenic site for safety inspections, and there is heartfelt hope for everyone's recovery. The resilience and kindness shown by strangers serve as a gentle reminder of the courage communities can display, even in the most challenging times. As the people of Xinjiang honor those lost, visitors and locals alike will remember the importance of looking out for one another and cherishing each day spent in nature's beauty. News 4. Fans of classic wrestling and reality television may remember Brooke Hogan, the daughter of the legendary Hulk Hogan. At 37 years old, Brooke is once again in the spotlight, but this time, she's taking a stand for her family's peace. In a heartfelt interview, Brooke shared that recent weeks have been especially hard, as rumors and negative stories about her relationship with her late father swirl online. She wants it known that, despite their ups and downs, she and Hulk Hogan always cared for each other. Brooke explained she chose years ago to step out of her father's will, hoping to avoid any family disputes and keep things peaceful. She emphasized that her focus now is on her own children and living a quiet life, free from drama. But when false stories kept circulating, Brooke spoke up, gently but firmly warning that she's ready to seek legal action if the rumors don't stop. Through all the challenges, Brooke is asking for respect, reminding everyone to let Hulk Hogan rest in peace and leave their family to heal. Despite the current headlines, what truly shines is Brooke's wish to protect her loved one's memory and cherish the positive moments they shared. As the wrestling icon's legacy endures, Brooke's commitment to her own values is certain to be remembered with understanding and respect. News 5. John Cena, the beloved 48-year-old wrestling legend and Hollywood star, is opening up about a very personal journey, his struggle with hair loss and the life-changing decision to undergo a hair transplant last November. In a candid interview, Cena shared that fans in the WWE arena pushed him to face his hair concerns head-on, reminding him that a good support system doesn't let us shy away from what's real. He's now proudly sporting a new look, crediting his routine of healthy habits from vitamins to red light therapy, and says his only regret is waiting so long due to the stigma around hair restoration. Cena's honesty is resonating with millions, especially since hair loss affects so many men as they move through life. Even as he gears up for his retirement from WWE by the end of the year and is set to return as Peacemaker on HBO Max, Cena's message is clear. Self-care and acceptance are true signs of strength. He'll be remembered not just as a champion in the ring, but as someone who always encouraged us to face changes and challenges with courage, humor, and a sense of community. News 6. If you've ever been inspired by the unmistakable voice and talent of Tiana Taylor, here's a heartfelt update that speaks to her strength and resilience. The beloved 33-year-old singer, actress, and choreographer just let fans know she'll be stepping away from the spotlight for a short while to undergo surgery for a benign growth on her vocal cords. Tiana shared that she's been quietly facing some vocal challenges and after thorough doctor visits, it was decided that taking care of her health has to come first. While this means pressing pause on events like her much-anticipated appearance with Michelle Obama, Tiana reassured everyone that her new album, Escape Room, will still launch as scheduled on August 22nd. Through it all, Tiana remains a shining example of courage and self-care, reminding us that even in challenging times, embracing rest, patience, and hope can lead to new chapters of creativity. Wishing Tiana a smooth and speedy recovery, her artistry and positive spirit continue to uplift fans everywhere. News 7. At 62, NASA astronaut and Tennessee native Butch Wilmore is heading home for good after a truly extraordinary journey above the stars. After dedicating 25 years to NASA and an earlier career as a decorated U.S. Navy pilot, Butch logged an incredible 464 days in space, traveling to the International Space Station on 4 different spacecraft, from the Space Shuttle Atlantis to the groundbreaking first crewed flight of Boeing's Starliner. His last adventure was nothing short of legendary. What began in June 2024 as an 8-day Starliner mission stretched into a 9-month saga, after technical hiccups forced Butch and fellow astronaut Suni Williams to remain aboard the space station. While uncertainty loomed as they awaited a safe return, Wilmore's calm leadership and steadfast spirit reassured folks around the world. Their triumphant homecoming aboard a SpaceX Dragon capsule this March sparked celebration among NASA crews, friends, and families alike. Back on Earth, Butch has been showered with honors, including his alma mater Tennessee Tech naming their pedestrian walkway Wilmore Way, a fitting tribute for a small-town kid who reached the stars. Known for his humility, faith, and service to his community, Captain Wilmore's legacy will inspire generations of explorers yet to come, reminding us all that even the sky isn't the limit when courage meets curiosity. Number 1. She was more than a creator. She was a movement, a light, and a voice for many who felt unseen. Lena Beina, also known online as Miss John Doe, captured hearts across the internet with her honesty, strength, and undeniable presence. She passed at just 24, due to complications from a blood clot, leaving behind a wave of heartfelt tributes and a legacy of fearless expression. Born in Houston and based in Dallas, Lena built a remarkable online following. Through platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and OnlyFans, she made her voice heard, not just as a performer but as an advocate for those often overlooked. Lena's work broke barriers. She challenged stereotypes surrounding adult content creators, speaking proudly about body positivity, mental health, and the need for real connection. She encouraged people to love themselves, speak their truth, and support one another in a world that didn't always understand them. Though she rose to fame in the digital age, her impact felt deeply human. Fans say her energy lit up their screens. Creators she mentored say she empowered them to keep going. Her content went beyond performance. It was a form of solidarity, a message of courage. Her colleagues remember her as vibrant and kind-hearted. She didn't change the industry, one fellow creator said. She changed how we saw each other in it. Lena never shied away from her struggles, and in doing so, helped others face their own. She reminded people that vulnerability is strength, that laughter can ease pain, that confidence doesn't come from conforming, but from embracing who you truly are. Her family, hearts full of pain and pride, shared her passing with the world, sparking an online outpouring of love that continues to grow. Lena's death is a profound loss, not just to her community but to anyone who found light in her presence. She brought real conversations into digital spaces and helped make them feel safe, strong, and alive. Though taken far too soon, Lena Beina's courage and compassion continue to echo in stories, memories, and the confidence she gave others to walk their own paths. Tributes to Lena Beina. She cared deeply for everyone and everything, no questions asked. She taught me how to be strong, to lead with kindness, to love Jesus through everything, and to find joy in the smallest things.